Hey guys, so I'm calling this tutorial a shoulder told tutorial because there's a lot of like folds as well as tilts, so I just combined the two words. So basically the trick looks like this. You could do it as many times as you want. So basically we're going to start with a single, I don't even know if I should call it a tilt or a fold now. Okay. We're going to start with a single tilt one just to get the basic motion down. So you're going to start with your thumb up. You're going to hold the hoop palm facing out in front of you. You're going to swing the hoop behind you so that it is touching your shoulder blade. And this move, this single one, your hand isn't moving, your hand isn't changing its grip. So again, you are bringing it behind you, touching your shoulder blade, and then you are tilting it up so it's on the top of your shoulder. Your hand palm is now facing down, and then to continue to finish, you just tilt it forward so that your thumb is facing the ground and it's touching your collarbone. So a couple of variations with the single tilt. You can tilt it forward and then go into a cat eye. You can tilt it forward and go into like an iso bounce, or you can tilt it forward, let go of your grip, let it travel over the top of your hand, and then catch it again at the starting position with your thumb up. And from there, you could essentially go into what this tutorial is really about, which is the told, the shoulder fold tilt combo thing. So, getting into the actual shoulder told trick, we're going to do the same exact first tilt that we did. So you're bringing it behind you, and one thing you want to kind of keep in mind, you want to keep your arm kind of in the middle of the hoop, so it's kind of splitting it in half, an even top and bottom. It just makes it a little more like aesthetically pleasing. So swing it behind you, touching your back shoulder blade, then bring it forward onto the top of your shoulder, and as you're gonna bring it down to your collarbone like before, your left arm is gonna come across your body. Remember to keep your arm in the center of the hoop. You're bringing your left arm over and you're kind of passing it off to your left hand. And you don't want to take the place of this hoop because of this hand, So like you're not going to grab it in the direct center like I was just talking about. You're going to grab it a little lower. You're taking your left hand, grabbing the hoop underneath your right hand so that there's more hoop up here and it is in contact with your sternum, center of your chest. So as you're tilting, it's on your collarbone. Reaching over, you'll feel it start to contact with the center of your chest, which is what you want, and you're grabbing the hoop underneath your right hand. So then it will start to fall over onto the top of your other shoulder. There's a couple things you can do from that point. What I was doing in the beginning of the video was a continuous told. I hate that I came up with that. It's sticking though, I'm keeping it. What I was doing anyways is a continuous one. So after it comes from your sternum and it's gonna roll over to the top of your left shoulder, your right hand, as it's coming back towards your other shoulder blade, you're grabbing it with your right hand underneath here, and then you're bringing it out, thumb up, and you're just doing it again. And it's a weird feeling. It's gonna take some practice because I kept dropping it because I kept like just missing it. I don't know, I just kept missing it with my hand. So if you want to do the continuous one thing that you might want to think about is placement of your hands and kind of your fingers. So we already talked about the first fold, and then you are grabbing it with your left hand underneath your right hand, and then it's folding over to your other shoulder. Your hand will kind of be loose because you want it to be able to move. So I'm holding it with like my fingers like kind of out like this, and then my thumb is just on top, because after it gets to the top of your shoulder, you're gonna wanna let it keep folding behind you, and then your wrist is in this kind of weird position, but it won't be there long because your other right hand is gonna be at the bottom to catch it. But yeah, so like when you're in this position, your wrist and like your forearm are up and your fingers are kind of like that way. It's kind of awkward, but if you practice enough, like it'll kind of make sense, I guess. Now there's another way to get out of this fold once it is here, instead of grabbing it underneath to doing the continuous one. It's still gonna lay on top like this, horizontal, parallel with the ground. And instead of grabbing it, you're going to drop the hoop with your grip, let it travel on your thumb, and you're kind of gonna like drop it and catch it. So drop it and catch it with your thumb facing down, your palm facing this way. And it's kind of, it's like this. You're dropping it and you're letting it go forward and then up your arm. Grab it with your right hand when it gets to your shoulder. Then it was going that way, you're changing the way it's rolling, so it's rolling back down your arm, but you're tossing it between your arm and your body, over your shoulder, and then you can catch it with your left hand again, and then go into an escalator or something. So real time, it looks like this.